Improve the damn culture. All right, y'all. My name is Emil, and welcome to the Improve the Damn Culture show, the show we talk about Black culture, what it is, and how can we improve it. Today, I got special treats for you guys. A special treat for you guys. I want to talk about. Usually, on the show, I talk about how we react to racism, and we don't do a very good job of how we react to it. But I found a situation online here where we actually are reacting actually very good to racism. Now I want to walk through this with you guys. Let's take a look. Just to set the stage for you. This gentleman lives in Ohio, and he's coming home, right? And when he's coming home, there's some lady standing on his porch, right? So let's take a look at how he reacts to this. Keep in mind, this guy's a developer. He actually built this home, right? So let's take a look. As you can see, she sees this guy just cruising down the street. He was looking at Christmas lights, and she runs up on a porch thinking that this guy is going to attack her. And this guy's actually just trying to get home. Look how nervous she's looking.
Do you live here? Yeah. You do? I don't believe that. What? I don't believe that.
So she asks, "Do you live here?" He says, "Yes." And she says, "I don't believe that." And then he says, "What are you doing here?" Right? So this guy's pretty calm right now. He's finding someone that shouldn't even be on his porch Now let's see what happens next. Look at her. Left her baby carriage and rolls off the porch. She actually runs around his house yelling, "Help, help," like he's doing something horrible to her. Keep in mind, this is how many people in the past that look like us, that look like me and this gentleman right here, were actually hung, were actually beat down, right? And moreover, sometimes they didn't make it home. They didn't make it out there alive.
Did someone come here?
So evidently, she must have called her husband, and she said someone chased her. Someone chased her.
Who chased her?
Keep in mind, she said, "What are you doing?" She talked to him first. Asked him, does he live there?
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming, and I'm like, that's.
That's your husband right there. He's walking out. That's her husband right there. He's the guy who lives there. He's the guy who built the house. He's the guy who was just trying to get home to his family.
Wow. How did he scare you though? I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, "Are you looking for somebody?" Because I was pulling up out. And I saw someone walking in our driveway too, and I'm like, "Why is someone walking in our driveway?" What? She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there? I came down this street right here, and I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
So This lady told her husband that somebody was following her. Now imagine if this guy was in a different place at a different time, or even this time, but just in a different place. This guy could have gotten some serious mess here based off of what this lady was saying. And good thing they have cameras, right? This lady could have called the police and said that this guy was harassing her and chased her around the block. This guy could have went to jail, probably would have later on got out, right? But he could have had a whole horrible day because of this interaction. Now, what was so great about this interaction that I want to talk about with you guys? I got a little bit more left I want to show you, but this guy held his composure. If you come home and you find someone on your porch and they run off the porch yelling and screaming, or even confront you like you don't live here, what are you doing here? You know, many of us be like, yo, you better get off my porch. Who are you? But he was real, gentle, calm. He was like, well, he was more confused than anything. He just went in his house and kept it moving, you know? And that is how we should respond when we are confronted with racism, right? We have to learn how to counter it. He did a great job of countering it. One thing he could have done, he could have went in the house and called the police to say someone was trespassing on his property. I'm not sure if he did that, um, but he did a really good job of handling this, and his wife even did a good job of it. You know, these people were actually victims of racism. He was profiled. He was profiled because he's a big guy. He's a big black guy, and he has locks. You see the locks hanging down to his back. This could have ended up in a horrible way. But let's finish looking at it.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with two kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, "Oh, it scared me," and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, "This could be his house," but you didn't say, "This is my home." You just said, "Are you looking?" And I was like, I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, "Did I live here?" I said, "Yeah." And you said,
See, he said she asked him if she lives there. He said yeah, and she said, "I don't believe you. I don't believe you." Right. So this guy did a tremendous job in handling this because a lot of us would have probably did something else to this girl, because she was actually trespassing on their property.
"No, you don't." And you said, "I don't think you do." Obviously, you can tell that I was really caught off guard. Like I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like this is not. This neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio. I don't. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me. Come on, baby. Let's go. You told me that I didn't know. You said you didn't think I lived here. It was the way that you were talking. I was so caught off guard. I'm so sorry.
Now the lady feels really sorry and everything, and she was very apologetic. But it just goes to show it's how you respond to things, right? You can't control how people respond when they see you or any of that, but you can respond how you act by the way when someone treats you a certain way. Hats off to this young man right here. He gave a prime example on how we should respond at something like this when it happens to us. So hats off to this man. Okay, so I just want to kind of follow up to this story right here. This story is could have been very dangerous, right? But understand this guy actually handled himself very well. Let's talk about the things he done very well. Number one, he was more of asking questions like, "What's kind of going on here?" Right? That was very important. That was very, very, very important because that kept the situation calm down there. His wife did a good job too because a lot of people could have got upset over this, really could have got emotionally involved, and bad things could have happened there, right? Excuse me. Number two, he ran into he actually said he ran into the garage. This guy was scared for his life. You can see the interview on Shannon Sharp's nightcap. Um, he ran into the garage and really didn't want to come outside anymore. You know, And when the police come, he didn't even go and talk to the police. You know, his wife went out and talked to the police. His wife. That shows you how scared this gentleman was. You know, and he's not the only one that's like that. Many black males are like that, don't want to deal with the police. Right? Now, it's not like he just moved to this neighborhood. He'd been living there for the past 3 years. And when he was building the house, he lived all the way in the front of the neighborhood in the show house for a little bit until his house was complete. So it's not like he's new to the neighborhood, guys. So he handled the situation correctly. I felt because he nothing bad happened, and people's feelings got hurt. But technically, his feelings shouldn't get hurt. He should expect this, and he should expect to handle things like this over and over and over again. Because it doesn't really matter where you live at. You could try to run to the best neighborhood, but you're still going to be treated the same because of the color in your skin. And that's what racism is. It's dominating and mistreating people based off of color. That's it. So understand this, guys. You're going to deal with it. And he countered it correctly. He was able to come home to his family and stay home with his family. His wife and his children are still there, and he lived to see another day. At the end of the day, that lady that was on his porch, the one screaming, "Help, help, help," she was the one looking like a fool, right? But some might say that she wasn't looking like a fool because people might actually think that black people are dangerous. Now, why would they think they're dangerous? By what they see on media, by what they see on the news, social, like I said, social media, and the way black people are portrayed. So keep in mind, guys, this could happen, and you can't control how people um, act. You can't control that or what they say. But one thing you can control is how you respond. Right? Some may call this guy a coward or scared. I call this guy very intelligent, and he handled it the correct way. And this is the type of thing that we have to learn how to handle so we can stay out of prison, so we can stay with our families. Don't get so emotional and tied up in this. Understand racism exists, and it's our duty to counter it. All right? Improve the damn culture. I'm out of here.